Richmond, California, and the rest of West Contra Costa County, all the way to Pleasant Hill and Benicia. Sirens alerted us to shelter in place, just like the old nuclear attack drills, and more than 15,000 people ended up going to the hospital. This toxic explosion was the most visible evidence of the everyday pollution emitted onto the Richmond community and its neighbors by the largest volume greenhouse gas emitter in California, the Chevron Richmond Refinery. Ooh. The war to stop climate change is being fought on the front lines in Richmond, California, my hometown. Communities for a Better Environment believes there must be limitations on the sulfur content of the crude oil the refineries are permitted to process. This means no tar sands crude. Do you hear us, Mr. President? Any new refinery construction or rebuild must result in net emissions reductions. Do you hear us, Mr. President? Refinery construction and rebuilds must include partial solarization of the energy production process in the refinery. All of the manufacturing should be domestic and the installation should be done by local resident workers. Do you hear us, Mr. President? In Richmond, Chevron must negotiate a community benefits agreement directly with the community members to mitigate the damage Chevron has done to Richmond for the past 107 years. Do you hear us, Mr. President? Chevron lied to the people of the Bay Area and said the toxic fire was the result of environmentalists and the community not allowing Chevron to modernize the Richmond refinery. Cal OSHA recently determined Chevron had willfully violated a whole variety of state laws and its own safety procedures. Cal OSHA imposed the highest fines in Cal OSHA history, nearly $1 million, knowing that it was no deterrent to the multi-billion-dollar corporation. The U.S. Chemical Safety Board, all presidential appointees, have already classified the fire as a near miss because 20 United Steelworkers union workers barely escaped the toxic cloud and certain death right before igniting that cloud into the toxic black mushroom cloud that we all saw envelop the Bay Area that day. Chevron wants to upgrade its Richmond refinery and needs permission from the city of Richmond to obtain the necessary permits to build. Chevron's Richmond refinery is the single largest emitter of greenhouse gases in the entire state of California, thus a significant contributor to global climate change. We will be hosting a community forum about Cal OSHA and the U.S. Chemical Safety Board findings on Wednesday, February 27th at St. Mark's Church Gym in Richmond with this new labor community alliance that we have created in response to this fire. We have Communities for a Better Environment, United Steelworkers, Local 5, Asian Pacific Environmental Network, Natural Resources Defense Council, Labor Occupational Health Program, the Blue Green Alliance, and our allies, the Richmond Progressive Alliance, ACE, and West County Toxics, and many others. So come out Wednesday the 27th. This fight is just beginning, and check out our website, cbecal.org and 350.org for more information. Thank you, all you beautiful people. We will do this.
Thank you, Andres, very much for that. I have the pleasure of introducing two youth leaders from Alliance for Climate Education to you today. But first I want to remind you not to leave because we are going to take an awesome photo from way up there in the Hyatt after the speakers are done. So please stay. We need a large crowd to be part of this photo that we can send to the president and show him how many people showed up in San Francisco to say no to this pipeline. I have Olivia Robinson, who is a sophomore at the Green Academy at Berkeley High School, right across the bay. Woo! She is a youth rep with Alliance for Climate Education. Education and a member of Student Conservation Association. She is dedicated to learning about the world and our environment. And